Green-Black Elves. This main deck is pretty close to the main deck we've played for a while. Last league, we switched 2 SKUs into the main for copies 3-4 of Lead the Stampede, and I was pretty happy with that choice. I actually have not played games with Stain the Mind yet, but I really like it from a theory perspective for somebody recommended that. I might even go to a 3rd copy in the board if it ends up feeling good, so let's dive into a league and play some matches. This is easily been the most consistent aggro deck for me in Modern. I definitely don't think it's the most explosive, but I think like what its average draw is able to do is very, very good. And that's like what I'm looking for in a deck that I want to play at the Invitational. So looking for something that's going to consistently do something. Looking for, you know, good 3-1 finish in the Modern portion. And you go into depth about Deep Shadow versus Sentinel. There isn't really depth to go into. The Elves of Deep Shadow versus Nettle Sentinel is an explosion versus consistency thing. This deck is much better in the games where it has a mana dork on one. So Elves of Deep Shadow makes your average hand much better. Whereas Nettle Sentinel is a card that makes your explosive draws much better, but your explosive draws are already great. So like maximizing your best draws doesn't make a lot of sense in my opinion. Standard at the Pro Tour will start probably 4.5 to 5 hours from now. There's the draft portion. There's 3 rounds of draft, and then usually they take an hour lunch break for whatever god-awful reason. So I'm planning to do 3 Modern leagues. Looks like Bant Spirits. I think this matchup is usually okay for us. So I'm actually going to go ahead and play Lead the Stampede this turn, because I'd prefer this doesn't get Mausoleum Wanderer. Hopefully this will pick us up a bunch of 1s and 2s that we can play out next turn. Look at that. Just casual draw 4. NBD. Draw 4, go. Two more months. Phyrexian Fox, thanks for the 10-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Honestly, I think the actual drafting portion is the most interesting part of Limited. The actual drafting portion is like somewhat interesting. The gameplay of Limited is just like really, there just aren't interesting decisions to be made for the most part, in my experience. Which that's definitely subjective. There's some people that watch it, but I have not ever played in a Pro Tour. Playing in events that qualify you for the Pro Tour tends to be pretty expensive. So when I was traveling to play a lot of Magic, I preferred playing events like the SCG tournament series because I was more likely to make my money back playing those events. So I get to do this. I get to do this. The structure for the Player of the Year playoff was weird. I wasn't really a fan. No, we never cast Dispersal. If you watch, the wrap-up segment, if at the end of all my videos, there's a wrap-up segment giving my thoughts on the deck that we played and like the matches that we played. And if you watch the wrap-up segment, I talk about the Steam events explicitly. Yeah, Tom Ross is legal to play Magic, and he tweeted he's going to be at SCG Las Vegas and the Invitational. It'll be interesting to see if the opponent can race us here. I'm actually glad we're playing this matchup, because this is a matchup that I'm interested in seeing how it plays out. I feel like, so they have this combat step and next combat step to kill me. Honestly, they might not even have that, right? Like I'm going to put, do I just kill them next turn? I think I vomit my hand. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I 20 them with Shaman of the Pack next turn. DayMGG, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome. They could have a path tag though. If they path the Archdruid, we might not 20 them. But if they don't path the Archdruid, if they don't have path tags out here, I think we might kill them with Shaman of the Pack. Man, that's incredibly greedy. Good. Look, I already have a black source. I have Elves of Deep Shadow. Man, If I just had like a collected company here, I would just dumpster them. Unfortunately, this is a No Justice stream, so that is not an option. Dwynen's Elite is a phenomenal draw. So I get to do this. I get to do this. Yeah, I'm doing Modern this morning and then tomorrow morning during the draft portion of the PT enter. I think I just Shaman them here. What do you think about KCI as a deck? Well, I've played KCI in stream before. Go back and watch my YouTube channel. There's basically every tiered deck in Modern we've played on this channel at some point. And you can watch me play it, and if you don't want to watch the entire match, you can skip to the wrap-up segment for my thoughts on the deck after having just played it. Yeah, I'll host the PT on my channel, and I'm going to watch the PT, so I'll probably hang out and chat and talk about it. It's the PT, a actual PT chat won't be terribly constructive, so we could talk about the PT here on my channel. It is a complete and absurd waste to start to follow to have drafted the PT. I think having drafted the PT shows a fundamental misunderstanding of... Do they have another Lord? They have another Lord, we're dead. No, I'm dead anyways, right? This is exactly... No, I'm at 13, so they need another Lord. Do you have a third Lord, or have I outlineared you? This is an attack for 12. I am at 13. Alright, so they're thinking here, so that means they don't have another Lord. So this Shaman of the Pack for 9 plus an Ace Space Smash Face should be lethal. Oh, Vial any spirit's lethal. Yeah, that's true. Mausoleum Wanderer pumps up, so I just need them to have a brick. Here's to the little green people. Do you think elves out tribal spirits? I think it does, Pikes. I think we get under them here. If they hadn't had a Path to Exile, I actually would have had the nuts and killed them on turn 3. That's an Archdruid. All right, so... So I 9 them with this, and then they have 4 blockers, and they die. It's like easy peasy lemon squeezy. Right? They have 1, 2, 3, 4. I know they don't have a thing to violate. Even if they had a thing to violate, they'd block 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and take plenty. Yeah, I would have killed them on turn 3 with double Shaman without having attacked if they hadn't had a Path to Exile. I don't know. Figure it out. No, maybe it would have been turn 4. Yeah, it would have been turn 4. Sorry, I would have killed them on my 4 without attacking. 3 is too soon. Turn 4 is what would have happened. And even if they have a Path to Exile here as their last card, they're taking exactly 3. I don't control anything on Twitch's and Admiral Vortex, so if you're not getting something from Twitch, that's nothing I can do about that. So if I want to contact their support. So this is not a matchup where they're killing our stuff, so Scavenging Ooze definitely comes out. The question is, do I want a couple of Lead the Stampedes, or do I want some Assassin's Trophies? Am I playing in the PTQ tomorrow? No, PTQs are a giant waste of time for me. Winner take all tournaments where just like everybody else go home sad. If I'm gonna spend the day playing Magic, I'd rather stream. I probably don't want more than 6 of these. I think I'm gonna bring in a couple of trophies. Can you beat Worship? I'm gonna bring in 2 copies of Assassin's Trophy. I have 4 Shaman of the Packs. Yeah, people boarding in Worship are funny. You don't think I want any leads? I mean, I won that game because of lead. Yeah, last time we played Elves, I split the Lead the Stampedes with 2 Scroozes in the main, and I've been pretty happy with that. Seems real good. Needs another land, but like even if we miss on the land, I get to go Dork on 2. Most people playing Worship aren't bright. Worship's not very good in Modern. This is like the one deck where it's kind of passable because the opponent's deck is basically a Bogles deck. Tell that to your Spirits players if they ever get snobby about their deck choice. They're basically playing blue Bogles, so like they've got no room to judge anybody else. I think blue-red tempo is very good against Elves. You have Grim Lavamancer and Staticaster. But that's fine. Playing tier 2, tier 3 decks in Modern is all about knowing which other tier 2, tier 3 decks you're bad against. Yeah, exactly, Turbo Jack. It's Bogles that interactive decks like have a chance against. Oh, I totally didn't update the decklist tab. Yep. So this is a Spellcaller turn. So I'm just gonna pass. Nothing to see here. No plays. Very unlucky. So I assume this is going to get quellered. Yep. And then, honestly, next turn, I probably just go Elves plus Archdruid, right? So I'm down to 10 here. I guess there's a chance we die next turn, huh? I've been on Elves for about 4 years, and watching you play with Elves of Deep Shadow has really changed my game. The deck's evolved so much in the time that I've been playing it. Honestly, I love what you're doing with it. Awesome. I think we're dead to that, right? Yeah, let's move to the next game on the plate. I think Pikes is right that I'd rather have more removal and less Lead the Stampede. Make that swap for this third game. Yeah, I think Elves is one of those decks that just like has always been on the cusp of being really good, and there haven't been a lot of Magic players that have really worked on it. People have kind of just like taken the stock list and accepted it for what it is, and like we've also gotten like good tools in recent sets, right? With like Clancaller and like Origins isn't recent-ish anymore, but like Shaman of the Pack is a new-ish addition to the deck still, especially in terms of like Modern. You can tag me on Discord and I'll respond when I'm done streaming. ASCN's great. You could use like a Lord or a Company, but like it's very good on the play. Of course, like, this hand would rather have a Lead the Stampede than a trophy. Maybe I'm just supposed to have the leads on the play and the trophies on the draw. I could see that being the case. Clancaller is an excellent pickup here. His next turn. Next turn, I'll get to just start pumping out Clancallers. Like it's standard. You have an article recommendation on how to build a sideboard. Not really. Sideboarding's a really nuanced subject. Basically, my best piece of advice for building sideboards is think about the matches that you care about, and then think about what cards you have to take out in those matches, and make sure you have an appropriate number of cards to your board to bring in relation to the ones that you're taking out. All right, so I'm gonna do this, and then this, and then smack them for 4. Building your sideboard should be part of building your deck is the best piece of advice to give. They go hand in hand. You shouldn't build your main deck and then build a sideboard. Yeah, it's just like a bunch of people harassing each other with obnoxious things, right, Digitech? So it's like, why can't I do my fun things too? Why do only you get to do your fun things? All right. Let me sit down and teach you a lesson, old man. Let me show you what's up. Let me let you know. Don't board that card in against good elf decks. Thank you for the biddies. I appreciate that. Thanks for the support. You think they kept their slow hand in the back of Worship? I bet they did. Let me teach you what tribe runs these streets. It's the tiny green people. So, one of the more intuitive interactions in Magic is that life loss is not damage. So this card says damage can't reduce your health total less than 1. Shaman of the Pack drains you. It causes life loss, so this beats this. No, I just sent them a message saying don't board that card in against good elf decks. And they said they missed, and then Shaman of the Pack. And to be fair, like, there are a lot of people, like, when people talk to me about their elf matchups, they always tell me, like, their elf matchup is really good. And I'm like, well, have you been playing against people playing Devoted Druid in their elf deck and, like, white cards? And their answer is almost always yes. And, like, there's a lot of people who don't play the Black Splash. And, like, this version of Elves is much, much better in my experience. Yeah, the Elves matchup can be hard for Black Green Rock. If you don't see Languish, you're generally gonna have a bad time against Elves with Black Green. Especially with my build of Elves, again, which has 4 Lead the Stampedes, 4 Collected Companies. There's just a ton of card advantage in this deck. I feel like playing the White Splash in Elves means you're not recognizing what Elves is good at in Modern. Playing the White Splash in Elves means you're just playing a bad combo deck. And Elves is not a good combo deck. It's a good aggro deck, but it's not a good combo deck. Like, the speed at which White Splash Elves combos is very slow in relation to the speed at which other combo decks in Modern work. So it's just not good enough. Alright, this hand is kind of slow on the draw against Tron. That being said, we've got 3 Wet Balls and 3 Assassin's Trophies, so you're pretty reasonable in this matchup in general. I think Elves is over the cusp. I think this deck's great. I'm going to be playing this deck at the SCG Invitational in December. Next turn, I get to go Elf, 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 Lord. Looking for a company or Lead the Stampede now. Elf, Elf, Elf Lord. It's like Duck, Duck, Goose, basically. Yep. Green, black, Merfolk. It's like Merfolk that can generate card advantage, basically. So if they have land, Oblivion Stone, we are dead here. And again, that's just how decks like this go. You don't, if they have the thing, you're gonna die a lot of the time. So, kill your Karn for you. Okay, it's a good start. No Uga, no Stone. Love the content, Jeff. Keep up the great work. Ziggurat, thank you for the 6 months. Welcome back. Probably dead to that one too, right? Forgot about old Walkie Boy. They're going to untap their lands here because they clicked too many for their X spell. Probably because they were excited to destroy my board. Modern's a format where people often don't change decks. And everybody plays the deck that they own. There's not a lot of innovation in this format because they're not encouraged to innovate. Because the reward for innovating is low. Because most decks aren't that much better than other things. Scavenging Ooze and Lead the Stampede out. A couple of Clancaller, and we're good to go. If you're just joining us and you'd like to help support my content in a very easy way, go like and or retweet this tweet for me. Helps me show up in the PT hashtag when people search it. This hand's okay. This hand has 2 of our sideboard cards in it, but it's actually not that good because we kind of only want to see 1 sideboard card and then pressure. But it's definitely not a mulligan, but it's actually not fantastic. Hyped to death. Thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support there. I appreciate that. Welcome. You're keeping me employed here this month with that. And this is a great example of why Damping Spheres isn't particularly good against Elves and why we can play it. Like, we just vomit our hand out here and we make so much mana that, like, we just, like, blow our load and then put Sphere into play. Yeah, we just need a Lord or a Company. Lord or Company in this hand's great. Ezuri, Clancaller, Archdruid, like, any of those make this hand pretty great. We even have Trophy to, like, tag their Oblivion Stone. Warping Whale, sure. I think my opponent is actually supposed to... Hey, Admiral Vortex. Thank you for the sub gift, Roonies. I appreciate that. Good morning. Do I just play another one of these? I think I just play another one, because, like, I have Trophy to kill an Oblivion Stone here, so putting in backup Sphere seems fine. Look at that. It's exactly what I wanted for Christmas, chat. George Jeskai thing sounds good. That should have it up first thing tomorrow, I believe. I appreciate the support. I'll be on tomorrow morning during the draft portion of the PT too. Is a Walking Ballista? Sure. Nah, I don't really care about a blue check mark on Twitter. People know who I am. There's links. There's my picture there. There's links to my website. It's pretty obvious that it's my page. If they have another ballista here, we're probably dead. We are going to be in a little bit of trouble if they have Wormcoil next turn. I guess Shaman of the Pack's lethal here too, though, now, if they have Wormcoils. That's nice. Sweet. Okay. We had like an okay draw. Like we didn't have any card advantage, but like the rest of it was pretty decent. That's pretty bad. They're only going to 7 mana next turn, right? So I can attack with everything. Yeah, going to 7. All right. Damping Sphere, good enough. That game was a good example of why I ended up cutting the 4th Assassin Trophy from the sideboard of the deck. I found myself, like, just not wanting 7 sideboard cards in this matchup. 7 was just a little too many. I wonder if I want Rex Sage on the draw. I might want Rex Sage on the draw to have more ways to tag O Stones. Seems fine. Not amazing, but fine. If they threaten turn 3 Tron, I have to trophy a land on 2, which kind of sucks. Or I can just do that. God bless. Perfect. Deal. 1 mana elf. Did I just play Dwynen's Elite here? I think I'm just supposed to play Dwynen's Elite here. Yeah, there's no fetches in this deck. It's no shuffling from fetch lands, actually one of the big upsides to playing this archetype. Sure. Land, please. Ding. Halfway to defending the land. What's going on, Greg? Thanks for the 3-month resub. Welcome back. I appreciate that. Yeah, there aren't any version of elves to my knowledge that play fetches. Okay. Kind of in an okay spot here. Sure. Ezuri means that doesn't matter. So this is free. It actually nets us some mana, right? I can potentially kill them here, right? Depending on how they block. This block means they're dead, right? Yeah, they're actually exactly dead, because I pump this here, putting these to 21 power total, and then I trophy the Thrag Tusk. Right? Yeah. These guys have trample. This cost me 3. Bye, Felicia. Good clean living. This deck's great. Full on tilt. 6 months of salt mining, Tron, and Valakut players. What's going on? Thanks for the half a year. Welcome back. I appreciate that. This is good. I was worried we were going to sign on this morning and get dumpstered, and I was going to, like, destroy my confidence for the Invitational. It's just so consistent at what it does. It's just, like, so consistent. The Regent Elvish Champion doesn't see playing this deck. Yeah, you just don't have room for more 3-drops. You just don't have room for more 3-drops in the deck. Like, Shaman of the Pack is a must play because of the reach that it gives the deck. And once you jam Shaman of the Pack in the deck, like, you're at your maximum of 3s. This hand is pretty good. It could use another 1-mana elf to play next turn alongside Dwynen's Elite, but definitely not gonna mulligan Dork into Elite into Company. Please be Ponza. Please be Ponza. Please be Ponza. I should technically play Llanowar Elves first here to play around Gutshot. That's some old meme. I forget where it's from. Is it Mean Girls? It might be Mean Girls. It's from some old mid to early 2000s. Probably some kind of company deck, it looks like. Yeah, we could die next turn. I can't cast both of these. If I hit a Heritage Druid, I could cast the Shaman of the Pack. Alright, hold on to your butts. Kill me. This deck is very good at asking the most important question in Modern, chat. Am I dead yet? Kill me! Okay. Hey, we died. Woo! Modern! Woo! Modern! I'm not making them click. My time's worth way more than making them click. I got things to do, places to go, people to kill. I think this is a Stain the Mind matchup. I feel like if I take their combo piece away, like I'm very likely to win. I'm gonna cut Ezuri, I think. Why did we lose? So, Devoted Druid and Elvish and Vizier of Remedies make infinite mana. And then Duskwatch Recruiter with infinite mana lets them get every creature out of their deck. And then they have a Walking Ballista in their deck, which kills us when they have infinite mana. Have I been playing? I've been playing a ton of Standard. The Standard format is I'm just gonna start saying it. This Standard format is the best format of Magic I have ever played. It is very, very good. Quite fantastic. Arena is also a ton of fun. Magic Arena is the Magic video game I've always wanted. It's A+ fantastic. The opponent's deck is incredibly likely to kill you on turn 3 if you don't have interaction. Incredibly likely to kill you on turn 3. Arena doesn't even just make it easy to play, it makes it fast to play too. The fast part is really important. How do you sideboard against Jund? If you read my article on Cool Stuff Inc. talking about elves, there's a full sideboard primer included in there. It's just like an okay elf hand. Like, it needs another land, I guess. Maybe I'm supposed to mulligan this. It needs another land. I don't know. I think we're pretty dead in this matchup most of the time anyways. How would, like, did you watch me? I'm just gonna time you out. Like, one, we just dumpstered Tron. Tron's a good matchup. 2, did you watch how I just died? What makes you think Godoctig would help? Magic players are the worst part of playing Magic, chat. Heritage Druid is a great pickup here. You get to go Druid into Vomit next turn. No play turn 2 is weird. But Jeff, Walking Ballistas and X-Spell. Yep, that's probably exactly what that person I just timed out was thinking. That Walking Ballistas and X-Spell. They just don't know what Godoctig does. Actually, I do this, and then I do this, and then I do this. If you're looking for a deck that has a lot of play-counterplay, Elves isn't the deck for you. If you're looking for a deck that just punches people in the throat very consistently, that's what I'm looking for the Invitational. I just want to punch people in the throat very consistently. Like, alright, kill me on 3, because if not, you're very dead on 4. I have no idea why people keep boarding that card in against me. This is the second person who's cast Worship against us today, and then we've untapped and killed them with Shaman of the Pack. Kill you. Nice sideboard card. It's not a clue. People just have no idea how Magic cards work. Yeah, I agree, man. I'm just like, I think just not accepting crappy Modern decks will make Modern happy. I actually really enjoyed playing Modern all day yesterday, and this deck is good. And we've actually got a lot of good ones coming up in the queue. We've got a couple of stinkers that I'm going to have to slog my way through, but I'm just going to be more selective about the Modern decks I take moving forward, which will keep my energy happy. Definitely a bit of a sourpuss earlier this week and a little bit last week on Modern, because we had a big string of bad decks in a row. Or Memorial to Genius. I have no idea. Depends on what deck. Depends on what deck you're playing. These are the hands you have to keep with this deck, chat. These are keeps every time, especially on the draw. Like, we just won keeping a hand like this on the play. And I assume they're gonna kill us on turn 3, and our opening hand just doesn't matter here, but this hand's definitely the realm of keepable. Yeah, and I think I'm getting enough submissions at this point that I can choose to be selective about decks a little bit. I'm gonna cast my spells this turn, like I'm gonna get another turn, but this is modern, so I assume I won't get a turn 3. Court of Calling or something, I assume here. They could just have Walking Ballista Natural in their hand. I just told them if they just play the Walking Ballista now, I'll concede. But apparently they're just not going to respond to chat messages, and they're going to sit here and make us watch them click. All their decks ever trying to do is just combo. Their backup plan is mostly nonsense. The more I play with the devoted druid decks, the more I just like their backup plans are just not good. And it's funny. This is one of the reasons why a lot of people dislike Modern. Like, our opponent didn't understand how worship works, and like, they're just gonna kill us because we got comboed. And that's just part of the format, you know? Like, sometimes you just get punched. Especially when you're playing a deck like Elves. Like, this deck doesn't have a lot of play and counterplay to it. It's just about making your opponent has it. So when they have it, you're gonna die, and if you can't accept that, you can't play a deck like Elves. And honestly, most of the format is about just dying when your opponent has it. So like, if you can't do that, it's a bad format for you. Thanks for that time out there, Pikes. I appreciate you. Martin Luther King, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Yeah, I agree, Jojo. The devoted company deck that's on my website is the Bant version with Spellcaller. I like that build a lot. Yep. Opponent just like wasted 2 minutes of my life and theirs and everybody in chats. That's just how it goes sometimes. Some people like wasting time. Yeah, I think so, Master Chief. The subset of matches where Cavern gives you a benefit are small. They definitely exist, but they're small. Like, swapping to unclaimed territory is functionally the same in every matchup that doesn't involve counterspells. This hand is not fantastic against Black-Green Rock. Ezuri's in the opener is not stellar. Would like to draw another 1-drop here. That's unfortunate. I don't think this matchup, I think this matchup's a little bit ahead for Elves, having played both sides of it, but definitely this opener is not stellar. The last hope is unbeatable from this board state, unfortunately. Bring in these other two Lead the Stampedes, bring in Scavenging Ooze, and then I'm actually going to trim a bunch of these Clancallers because of Liliana the Last Hope. So this is actually a great example of why I think Scavenging Ooze is better than the third Surgical Extraction. You're right that Surgical is better than Scavenging Ooze against the really degenerate graveyard decks, but Scavenging Ooze is very good in matches like this, where you're just grinding each other out. The matches where they're killing a bunch of your creatures, Scavenging Ooze is fantastic. Will I publish a guide as to what your more stringent requirements are? No. I don't know. The answer is just going to be like, it's going to vary deck to deck. So just like, if you have something, submit it through the forum and I'll let you know if I'm willing to play it or not. How's this league going? We're 2-1. We died to Devoted Company. They had turn 3 combos, 2 of the 3 games, which you just can't beat with this deck. We're down a game here against Green Black. Collective Brutality here is going to be rough. Untapped land would be great. Tilt. No, I don't think so. You know, we're not an interactive deck. We just want to kill people. We want a critical mass of stuff. I agree that like Clancaller's not stellar, but like it's fine. Rude. Would really like to draw land here. Perfect. No plays, just incredibly unlucky. Nothing to do here, nothing to see. Yeah, our hand is slow, but it's very good in this matchup. Collected Company is great. Dwynen's Elite is great. These cards that generate card advantage are very good. They're like gonna untap and languish me here, but I'm definitely like not using my mana this turn. And if they do untap and languish me, like I have a land that if I hit a land, I get another company. And like again, just like all these stupid elves that are dying, like they're gonna generate a giant Scavenging Ooze in a hot second. Deal. This is definitely a matchup that got worse for black-green when they switched from Decay to Assassin's Trophy. Giving this deck more mana is very good for it. So I'm leading on Elves of Deep Shadow there because I don't want them to be able to kill my only Druid in response. I think I just pass here. So I could play Dwynen's Elite and then... So I could play Dwynen's Elite and Collected Company this turn. But the problem with that is... No, I guess I could do that. Yeah, I guess I do that actually. I was gonna say then I can't company on their turn if a sweeper, but I can actually do that because I have a forest hold up here. So we'll pass. If they have a sweeper, it feels bad, but like I'm gonna get to company after they sweeper and then like untap and Scavenging Ooze and like still be in a fine spot. So like if they have Languish or Damnation here, if they don't have Languish or Damnation, we're just gonna destroy them when we untap. No, I don't want to attack, chat. No, I don't want to attack. I'm casting Collected Company. And like, if they swept me, I would, what's the word I'm searching for? If they swept me, I would float mana and then company afterwards. So, dead you. Make an elf, drain you for 10, untap, attack you for infinite. Welcome to the Space Jam, opponent. Hadouken. I have no idea why people fail to register Shaman and Elves. Okay, so opponent Took 1 more point of damage than they needed to take here. I'm not going to play Scavenging Ooze out because these are my post-sweeper recovery plan. We beat Tron. We're 2-1. We died to Devoted Company. Kalitas. They're still dead on board, right? They go block, block, gain 3 to 5, take 5 exactly. Right? Block, block, take 5, dead. Yeah. Good. Good chat. Enjoy. Submit? Pretty sure it's submit. All right. Good. Good chat. Good chat. Sure. Card advantage, recovery post sweeper, accelerant. He's dead, Jim. I'm pretty confident I like my current sideboard configuration. The Stain the Minds might be the only questionable one, but I like pretty much everything else I have going on. Yeah, I'll be live during the draft portion this morning. I'll be live during the draft portion tomorrow as well. Always make blue mana with your Cavern if you can, because blue is just the best mana in Magic. Just send a message. If you're playing in paper, announce that you're floating blue. It's a collective brutality. That's fine. I have company and Lead the Stampede. My hand's pretty good, but they have 4 spells in their hand guaranteed, so it's a little scary. Morning, Hollowed Seeker. If they have another Brutality next turn, I'm going to be incredibly sad. If they have another Brutality, we could lose this game. If they don't have another Brutality, we're in an incredible spot. Incredible spot it is. Modern will still be around. It's like, honestly, I think people keep talking about like what happened with the new non-rotating format. I think the new non-rotating format is a bigger danger to Legacy than it is to Modern. Because like people are kind of priced out of being able to play Legacy. My sequencing here was incredibly sloppy. That being said, they don't have a 3-mana sweeper in their deck, generally speaking. They could have something weird, but I have to do this now because of the way I've sequenced my elves. Just Shaman Ezuri. Yeah, we can even regenerate. The other great thing about this deck, we've played full 4 matches this league. We've been playing Magic for 54 minutes. I'm gonna have plenty of time to eat food at the Invitational. It's gonna be great. Can you expand on why you think Legacy will be more threatened than Modern? Because Legacy has a shelf life on it. Legacy has a shelf life on it where, yeah, that's fine. That's fine, Civilized Scholar. If you want to bump Eldrazi to 100, I'd be happy to swap the ordering for you. If Legacy has a shelf life on it because of the reserve list, this hand is not fantastic, but it's definitely a keep. I actually think this deck plays matches consistently faster than Griselbrand. Like, Griselbrand has some long matches. You don't like Stain the Mind versus Tron. Yeah, you basically just want to kill them before those cards happen. I think the correct way to fight Oblivion Stone is if you just board in more Reclamation Sage. Our chance of hitting 6 lands off company is 100%, right? Just like never gonna draw a spell this game. That's perfect. That's exactly what we wanted for Christmas, chat. Hopefully they cast Inquisition of Kozilek next turn. Yeah, the only fair matchup you want Stain in is blue-white control. You just want to take their Terminus away. I think Cavern's great in this deck, and it's pretty free. Man, I'm just gonna like click through my combat step here. Just so incredibly unlucky. No plays. Just confirmed unluckiest Modern player. Kinda sad that they Inquisitioned this turn and not last turn. Would have been the Stones if we'd have drawn a second company there. Hoping to draw another source of card advantage here, or Scavenging Ooze. That'll do, pig. More colorless monsters, please. Sounds good, sounds good. Thank you for the support, Civilized Scholar, as always. Alright, so this puts them to 16. This puts them to 12. The other thing that's good about Shaman of the Pack in this deck is the stat line on Shaman of the Pack is very, very good. Just like having a 3-2 is very good in relation to like how weak a lot of our other cards are. Sure. I will sacrifice Llanowar Elves. Again, just hoping to draw Scavenging Ooze or card advantage spell here. Think I'm supposed to kill Liliana here. People who are saying something like, will they ever switch MTGO over to an MTG engine, are completely clueless as to how software development works. So the answer to your question is no, because that's not how software development works. Oh, Fatal Push. Yep, he's dead, Jim. Hey, would ya look at that, chat? Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel. All right, those were not the spins we were looking for, but they were good enough. Those were actually not the spins we were looking for, but they were fine. The reason why they've rewritten Magic Arena as a new application is because that's what you have to do. When people keep asking, when are they going to fix Magic Online and make it more like Magic Arena? They're doing that. They're making Magic Arena. Magic Arena is the future of digital Magic. It just is. Thoughts on holding on that land to play around draw step K command. That's a good suggestion. Thank you for making it. We did not get punished there, but that is an A+ suggestion. Culligan's Command was not a card that was a thought on my mind. Will they kill off paper eventually? No, there's no reason to kill off paper. I think there's a very real chance that competitive Magic will be pushed into the digital space because competitive Magic is, or digital Magic is better for the viewer perspective, and it's better for tournament integrity to prevent cheating. But paper Magic is always going to exist. I think the thing a lot of people who watch Magic on Twitch forget a lot of the time is that casual Magic players far outweigh competitive Magic players in every spectrum of the game. Heritage Druid. Sad. Sad. All right. I think I just play the Archdruid here. Just play the Archdruid. And then they'll kill the Archdruid. We just want to not get double removal spelled this turn. Because if next turn they kill... I assume this Archdruid's going to die. And then we can untap and company them, ideally. Yes, you don't see them because casual players don't have a presence. That's exactly correct. Just by the simple fact that you know... The simple fact that you know... people asking about the price of elves. You can build budget elves with a few small swaps for less than $300 on Cool Stuff Inc. The last I checked, you can build elves without Cavern and without Trophy for like... I think it was like $260 plus my discount code. That's going to be K Command. Speaking of Maelstrom Pulse, that's good for me. That's a phenomenal draw. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Do 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 do. I can do all of this, right? So I play this for 2, and then I have 1 floating. No, I can't play the third one, right? Yeah, I play this for 2, and I have 1 floating, and then I can make 3. And we're just not beating a sweeper. Like, if you have Anger of the Gods or Damnation or whatever, I'm dead. Kill me. Go. Bye, friends. This deck's great. I am super excited to play this deck at the Invitational. This deck, I think, is the perfect mix of consistent and explosive. The match we lost that league, yeah, there is. If you click into the Magic card section, you can paste a list of cards in there. They have a deck paste. This deck list is basically never going to race turn 3 combo decks. It's just not. We lost to Devoted Druid. We lost. You lose to Storm sometime. You have Damping Sphere and Stain and Surgical to help with Storm a little bit, but the Devoted Druid match is probably just rancid. This deck is more consistent than basically every other combo and aggro deck, though. It's very, very good at applying consistent pressure. Lord Arion, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support. No, there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine this month. What's going on the last 2 days? I think you've cashed like 4 leagues. Yeah, we have. Yeah, you missed the entire deck. So if you want to see more of this deck, if you haven't seen us play this before, if you go to my website and click Modern Decks at the top, I've played a ton of Green-Black Elves. And we're going to be playing more as we head into the Invitational next month. So I'm going to be playing Standard tonight after the Pro Tour. So I'm planning to do 2 more Modern Leagues this morning while the Pro Tour is doing Limited. And then I will be doing Standard tonight after the constructed portion of the Pro Tour is done. Yeah, that entire league took 1 hour and 4 minutes to play. Start to finish, 5 matches, 1 hour and 4 minutes. All right, I got to shuffle some